From a humble fish trader to an economic powerhouse, Samsung has demonstrated that adaptability and seizing opportunities can transform any small business into an industrial empire. As the company faces new challenges in an ever-evolving technological landscape, the legacy of Lee Byung-chul continues to shape every step Samsung takes toward the future. Samsung is the largest company in South Korea, contributing more than 20% of the country's total GDP. It has achieved this dominant position by manufacturing almost everything, from smartphones and washing machines to military equipment and some of the world's largest ships. Samsung employs a massive workforce and has such a profound impact on life in South Korea that some view the family that runs it as a modern-day royal dynasty. However, what might be even more surprising than the size and influence of this industrial giant is its humble beginnings, starting less than 70 years ago as a small family-run fish trading business before becoming one of the largest companies in the world. So, how did Samsung transform from a small market player into an economic powerhouse? The secret is surprisingly simple. Samsung was founded by Lee Byung-chul, born on February 12, 1920, into a wealthy landowning family. Despite his privileged upbringing, his life was not easy, as Korea underwent dramatic changes when Japan occupied the country just months after his birth. The Japanese imposed cultural assimilation policies and economic oppression, posing significant challenges for Koreans. Lee's family belonged to the Yangban class, a privileged elite of government officials, military officers, and aristocrats, comparable to European knights and nobles or Japan's samurai. Recognizing the need to adapt to changing times, Lee established his own company in 1938, naming it Samsung, which means 3 stars, symbolizing greatness, prosperity, and longevity. Initially, the company dealt in food products such as noodles and dried fish, employing just 40 people. However, it quickly expanded and began exporting to China. With the end of Japanese occupation in 1945, new opportunities for growth emerged. In the following years, Lee strategically positioned Samsung for success, moving its headquarters to the capital, Seoul, in 1947 to be closer to major businesses and economic centers. In less than a decade, Samsung achieved significant success in terms of greatness and prosperity, but achieving longevity required a complete shift in strategy. South Korea experienced significant political and military conflicts, most notably the Korean War, which broke out in 1950 between the Soviet and China-backed North and the U.S. and UN-supported South. As the war escalated, Lee relocated his company away from Seoul, which was occupied by North Korean forces in 1951. Demonstrating his adaptability, he seized the opportunity to establish a sugar refinery, enabling his business to survive despite the political turmoil. After the war ended in 1953, South Korea faced an urgent need for reconstruction, creating new opportunities for businessmen like Lee. The South Korean government implemented economic policies to support large local companies, allowing Samsung to thrive. It entered new industries such as textiles and established the country's largest wool manufacturing plant. Over time, Samsung acquired banks, insurance companies, and businesses specializing in construction materials and fertilizers, making it a key player in rebuilding South Korea's economy. By the 1960s, despite Samsung's successes, South Korea faced political instability and widespread economic corruption. This led to a military coup in 1961 led by General Park Chung-hee, who set the country on a path of rapid industrialization. During this period, Lee was forced to relinquish control of some banks due to government policies, but he quickly adapted by founding the Federation of Korean Industries, an organization that promoted the interests of major corporations and supported free market policies. Over the decades, Samsung continued expanding into various industries, including heavy industries, shipbuilding, and petrochemicals, before embarking on its true technological journey in the late 1960s. The establishment of Samsung Electronics in 1969 marked a turning point, as the company began producing televisions, air conditioners, and calculators, laying the foundation for its future dominance in the tech industry. In the 1980s and 1990s, Samsung increased its investments in research and development, focusing on technological industries such as semiconductors and telecommunications. This paved the way for it to become one of the largest tech companies in the world. Entering the 21st century, Samsung emerged as a leader in smartphones, display technology, and semiconductor manufacturing, solidifying its position as one of the most influential global brands. However, the journey was not without obstacles. The ruling Lee family faced multiple corruption scandals, including tax evasion and political bribery, but managed to overcome these issues due to Samsung's massive economic influence. Despite these challenges, the company remains one of the world's most powerful corporations, with investments spanning from electronics and artificial intelligence to construction and pharmaceuticals.